So, what's up, everybody? It's me. It's me. That's right. The one, the only true Star Screamer. And, yeah, we're live. S- Probably a lot of you guys will be catching me on the replay. I've got a feeling. And that's cool. If you are catching this on the replay, do me a favor. One, hit the like button. Two, hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Three, leave a comment down below. Let me know if I should be doing more of these things. Um, I said my big thing was 3POA was not 3POA. Um, Hella Dope wasn't on tonight, so I figured, what the hell? Might as well just have some fun, talk toys, talk things like that. And it has definitely been a crazy week in toys. I'm not going to be talking news. I got figure action for that. Not going to be talking some of the arguments, though. I will say, hey, what'd you get new? Picked up one of these little blockies. Um, these are fun. This was fun. This was like less than it was like $8, and I put it together probably in about less than 10 minutes, and it's a fun little desk bot. So blockies are going to be dangerous. So I hope everybody had a very good Mother's Day. I tried to spoil my wife today because she is the mother of our child. So I did some cooking, did some took the little one out so mom could have the house to herself for a little bit. I hope you guys called your moms and or took care of the mothers of your children, or if you are a mother, happy Mother's Day. No, that's not beer. It's water. I am getting too old for that, so that's what I'm sipping on. I just kind of want to take some time and just take a minute and think about the direction of collecting, how things are going right now. Yes, news is happening. Says they might be working out a trade deal. Cool. This is not a time for politics. I'm absolutely not going to be talking politics. If you know me personally, you know where I stand on these things. But that's not what this is about. Princeton, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you for taking your time out for this, and it's a good time. I appreciate it. But things like tariffs and stuff, it's a reality. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, we're all living with it. We're all going to be reaping the results. And one of the big things is, I think, is going to be a slowdown on toys. I mean, toys are not an essential. They are not needed. I'm sorry. We've got more important things in life to be worried about. And I would probably say, first of all, I want to applaud Mattel. I totally want to applaud Mattel for at least speaking up. I'm surprised Hasbro didn't join them, kind of hand in hand type of thing. But I applaud them for that. And the country of Mattel was denied. Yes, the country of Mattel. You can find the news clips of that. But what's up, Mariana? Hope you're doing good to see you. It's not gents, it's just me. Again, Mariana, you need to pick up some of these. You want these in your life. But I think collecting and toy collecting is going to be going to a totally different direction. You know what? We need some music for this place. So let me throw something up here real quick. Let's go with the infamous Feed the Ducks here. That's always good. I need to upload more music on these things. But no. Thank you. But as I was saying, we might be dealing with. Last year was absolutely a golden year for collectors. 100%. We had some amazing things from independent toy companies, from the Kickstarters. Action Force was going loud and proud. Fresh Monkey Fiction came out. Not something I collect, but it was out there. I made that horrible discovery of 5K Toys, of picking up all these independent and third-party things, and we were doing great. We were spending money. Where did I get that blocky? I'm going to be talking about that. I actually picked that up at one of my local toy stores, and that's going to be a big thing to talk about. Hot Rod has not been announced yet, but they probably will, just so you know. Oh yeah, we know. We said hi. Venom Bites my boy. Not already stateside. They've put a pause on the boats. It's all going to. There's going to be a big delay. I know some people are saying that they're getting out of collecting. I know some people who don't know what they're going to be doing. And I kind of want to take a second and say, what can we do? And I think there's a lot of directions that we still have. One of the big things I think is truly appreciating what we have, what we've already spent our money on. And I think it is completely underrated about that, believe it or not. For me, I've got a backlog of figures, for example. I've got boxes that I still need to open. And during this lull, we're all trying to get the new thing. Oh, I finally found the thing. Hasbro announces the thing. The thing is out in toys. And then we're spending all our energy trying to get the thing that we forgot the thing that we bought last week because we're too busy getting it. So, on the other hand, there are figures that are still out there. There are lines that have been out there. There are lines that you maybe never discovered. Now is a great time in some ways. I think retro collecting will be making a comeback. I mentioned last week on Figure Action about Armada, Energons, and that the Cybertron trilogy. Just as an example for Transformers, they were great figures. And if you are of the younger generation and you haven't quite gotten your hands on those, or if you're someone like me who bought them and maybe have sold them and forgot how cool they were, because I'll tell you, that plastic build was really neat. Now might be a time to maybe go back and start hunting the stuff that already exists. Marvel, Hasbro. Listen, we all know about what's happened with Diamond Select, but Diamond Select figures are really cool figures. If you're not a big poser, if you just like to have something on the shelf, Diamond Selects are some really neat things, and they're ones that didn't go crazy up in value. I mean, as far as inflation goes. And maybe if you're looking for a Jones, something to hunt down, like that's an example of things to do. And one of my favorite things we can do is just, again, enjoying what you've got. And that comes to things like action figure photography, diorama making, enhancing what you have. And this could be a neat time to do that, of almost getting back down to the basics. I've actually really considered of slowing down some of my reviews and just doing like a week of toy photography, for example, and just doing a video showcasing photos I've taken. Because I miss doing that. I really do. Unfortunately, my personal time is limited just from my work and all. I only have so much energy. I come home, I'd be dad, I'd be husband, come down here for a little bit. Maybe I'll record the footage, edit the footage, post the footage, and go back, type of thing. But sometimes it's just good getting back to the basics. And that's one kind of things just to talk about. I mean, kind of rant about. I was listening to Figure Fight Club on Friday, and he had The Amazing on. I love The Amazing. Actually go to his website. He doesn't just have a YouTube channel. He actually has a website where he has all these amazing photos on. And I'm gonna see if I can. Actually, I might try to see if I can pull that up here real quick. The Amazing. Not Danzig. I want The Amazing. I want his website here. I'll have to maybe find it on Instagram. But the thing is, the guy is an incredible photographer. It was great watching him the other night. He doesn't do crazy photo editing. He uses a freaking static lens, believe it or not. And that's crazy if you think about it. There we go. I'm going to just kind of pull some of it up here real quick. Because, honestly, I just like showcasing this kind of stuff. If you haven't checked out his site, his actual website is incredible. And you can look at any of his figures, whether it be the Hasbro stuff. Just kind of look at some of his classified figures. I've always aspired to be able to shoot like this. And if we do get a slow up, now is actually exactly the time to do that, to get back to those skills. If you have never tried toy photography, you really should. Yeah, I mean, I used to be a major active member of articulated comic book art, and I've lapsed in that horribly. I miss doing that a lot. I miss posting on that site, and I just enjoyed honestly, the atmosphere there. And it's something very rewarding. Or just go ahead and just redo your shelves, redo your organization. So the slow up of toys is not a bad thing. But if you want to get back to your basics, now is exactly the time to do it, because we have the time. So I'll go ahead and close this out real quick. Like I said, I picked this up at one of my local stores. It's a place called Nerd Bombers here. It's out in the Greensboro area. It is a fantastic used toy store. And if you haven't been to a good used toy store in a while, that is easily one of the best places to fill the holes in your collection. And sometimes even just to find new stuff that you've always wanted to try. And if the store is done right, you're not going to get taken to town, and plus you get a community there. I've missed my community. That's one thing I do miss my area. I've got you guys, which I appreciate, believe me. But in my area, I don't have much of a toy community to hang out with, unless you go to a store like that. You know what? Do toy photos. Honestly, just take the figure, set it up in a place, take your camera, take a shot of it. Do it. You got to start ground zero. What's up, Thor? Good to see you. I've used to have a WordPress site. It's called Star Screamers Rants, and I was looking at some of the old reviews I did way back when. So yeah, I did written reviews before YouTube, and that site did okay. But man, the photography on that, it was. I look at that today. I mean, I remember taking those photos, and I thought I was like, I'm awesome at what I do. And then a couple years ago, I looked at those photos and like, what the hell I was doing. And then I looked at those photos again about a month ago, and I'm like, I was having fun, and I got better. It's cool. I look at a photo I took back then. I look at a photo I took today, or I took last month, and it's fun seeing a progress. And you got to start somewhere. I've done that with food. I love to cook. My original cooking, my God, I'm appalled thinking of some of the things I've served people, but they enjoyed it. And I think what I just served tonight, and my family enjoys it, which was a scratch-made chicken Alfredo, by the way. I had a lot of fun with that. One of these days, I should get back to doing cooking videos. I got too many. I just don't have enough time. I wish I had the time. But yeah. But like I said, we did get some news today that some trade agreements are going to be going through. So that can be a good thing. Camera's getting a little flared there. So if the trades go through, then people are going to hit the set ship button on their invoices. And that's going to go really cool. And all of a sudden, all our toy companies are going to be hitting us, and our credit cards and wallets are all going to be flinching. This is weird. I don't have anybody else to work with, so I'm just kind of ranting tonight. But yes, chicken Alfredo. When I make my chicken Alfredo, by the way, no cream. It literally is. I cook the chicken in the pan, take that out, toss in some butter, put in some pasta, toss in some butter, toss in some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of pasta water, mix it all up. It's awesome, just so you know. Classic Italian. Learned that one on one of my video feeds. But that's... Yeah, so I was mentioning supporting some local stores, your small businesses. And believe it or not, Big Bad Toy Store is considered a small business. So I would say now's the time to take advantage of those closeout sections. If new stuff isn't coming in, revisit things that you may have passed over. Hello Dope Toys. Oh my gosh, they got some crazy stuff on their closeouts. I was checking last week. Big Bad, they're starting to do favorites. They're doing some neat directions on there. Nerdzoic, I personally haven't worked with them, but I know Mike has had very good business with them. Or even your buy-sell trade groups. Mythic Legions, like I said, y'all know I'm just getting into that right now, and I've been enjoying it. What is up, Bobby? Good to see you, sir. Hope your evening is going well. Congrats on getting the new member to your Figure Fight Club staff. I'm sure it's going to be some good times coming up. If you guys haven't checked out Figure Fight Club's his channel, again, great interview with D Amazing and Ish from IshCon on Friday. And of course, you can always catch us every Tuesday with the live crew with the open mic night, which you too can join in on that because he puts the link out and everyone's invited. It's a good time. But yeah, I was going to say, support your local groups. If you've got a local buy-sell trade group, try that. The Cabal is fantastic with Mythic Legions. I know the North Carolina here, we've got a very good local toy scene with the underground traders on there. They got like a little toy swap that meets almost once a month on Saturdays, which of course I'm working, so the time I ever went to one was on a Sunday. But check your local groups out. Check your local used toy stores out. Like I mentioned here, I've got Nerd Bombers in Greensboro. Raleigh's got an awesome one called Cro-Mag. Every town usually has a really good one, and it can be an underrated gem. If you haven't met your local proprietor, do that. What's up, Talib? Hope you're doing well. Hope good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Like I said, tonight's just rambling on things because it's a Saturday night. It's a Sunday night. It's all quiet. Talib is also helping out, by the way, on Figure Fight Club on Friday nights. You can also check him out on Instagram. I gotta say before, mention, I picked this guy up. Well, I'm live, like little mini review here for this guy. This thing is like, I used to build the Bandai 30-minute missions, which were nice little 1/44 scale little robots, which I could put together in about 25 minutes. Yes, Talib also has his own YouTube. I'm sorry, man. But he can go on Figure Fight Club and you can put him up on there. I don't have mods throwing everybody's channels out. I only got 8 viewers. But anyway, it's like Blockies was like, hey, those 30-minute missions are neat, but we can have you make them in 2/3 less time, and that's exactly what this is. Like I said, I put this guy together in about 15 minutes, if even. And I'm sure if now that I know what I was doing with this guy, I could probably put him together in even less time. These are at way too reasonable of a price, but then again, this is their basic edition. I think they got like 3 classes of these, and this is just their simplest. But I mean, like, dude, this is like one of the best. This is a fantastic representation of jazz, and the posing on these is so much better than they have any right to be. Simple ball joints, but no ab crunch, but we got a waist swivel. Like if they could put a ab crunch on this scale, it would be just trouble. And I absolutely like it because it's tolerance beautifully, and you get a nice little stand that they plug right into. And it just looks too good. And I will probably be picking up more of these later this week because it's too much fun. I may have to try one of their larger models eventually just to see what it's like. It's like Gunpla, but too accessible. That's just a good pose. Look at that. Just leave that. I'm gonna leave that on the stand right there, and that's all it needs to be. Yeah, that Devastator, when that comes out, I'll probably be getting that because I passed on the Studio 86. It was funny. I was at the Target the other day, and I was holding Scrapper in my hands for the Studio 86 Devastator. And I looked at it, I go, if I buy this, I'm committing to buying all 6 bots. I think I've probably said this before. And I realized I did not want to make that commitment. You can give me wrench power if you want. I don't know what wrench power is, but I will. If I had it, I would offer it. Is Scrapper life size? Well, if you know my height, it's probably life size to me. Oh, mods are wrenches. That's what you mean. I don't think I even have enough viewers to even account for a mod right now. As I said, I don't even have 600 viewers. I mean, I think I just broke 600 subscribers. So yeah. But and like I said, guys, I'm probably gonna be doing this. This is going on for 20 minutes right now. I'll probably gonna wrap this up in about 9 minutes, just because. Unless somebody else wants to come in and join in and have some fun. I just wanted to have a soapbox. Oh yeah. Now Max, he's just the wrench you throw into the gears. Action series. I've been seeing about that one. Yeah, those are the $35 one. I know they just put the announcement for the action series Soundwave. You have not missed a damn thing. It's just me rambling, just so you know. I was going to invite you on, Max, but I figure you're on too many damn shows already that your wife misses you. But the toy industry is going to be an interesting year. I will say that. You got companies who are doing it right with this tariff thing. You got companies who are doing things right. I absolutely commend Bobby Valla with Action Force for not jacking his prices up yet, and he's doing everything he can not to. Big bad toy stores being transparent about their tariffs. They're not charging you for it now, but they're letting you know you're going to be charged for it eventually, and you'll have the opportunity to back out, which is very good. I haven't heard yet quite how 5K Toys is handling things, but I know that their service has been fantastic. And I'm trying to stay out of the politics on this one. We're just talking about the facts on these things, just so you know. And no, we're not talking about the politics of it, just so you know. We're just talking about living with it. Where was I at? Right. But then you got some companies that are not... I'm not sure how they're handling it right. Super 7. What the hell is that? They're supposed to be spreading the tariff to all the figures, everything that's stateside. I sell furniture, outdoor furniture, as you guys know, for a living. I've got one company that has already jacked their prices up for stuff that's already in their warehouse. The company I work for, personally, I'm very thankful for it. It has been very ethical. If it's in my warehouse, for example, we're not charging a tariff price. We're charging pre-tariff prices. That is something I really appreciate about my company owner. He knows we need to make money, but he's not taking advantage of the situation. I'm, again, very thankful for my boss for that. But with Super 7, it's putting tariff charges on everything, whether it's already in their warehouse. I'm sorry, I can't condone that. You got... So I totally appreciate the companies that are honoring their pre-tariff costs, their pre-tariff pre-orders. Companies like that, listen, they don't have to be doing it, so please support them, whether it be a local business in your house, or if it's one of your favorite web vendors. Make sure that you honestly support them. Don't take advantage of them. They're showing ethics to you, so show ethics to them. I think it's a two-way street. In this day and age, there's not enough humanity going on. So if someone's showing humanity to you, it's like they say, pass it forward, and set an example for others, and show that it's not... Pay it forward. That's what I was looking for. Pay it forward. Set an example for others. and just don't be a jerk about it. If a company's not doing it, I'm not gonna. I said I just talked about Super 7. I don't patronize their business anyway. I don't patronize. I don't buy their stuff anyway, so I'm not going to. So there we go, Thor. Exactly. So look at our local vendors, look at our favorite web people. If you've got the bucks to spend, cool. That's the other thing. If you don't have the bucks to spend, if you're being affected by this, our basic prices they're toys. Okay, you want an invite? I'll get you an invite. Let me get on here real quick. How the hell? I always appreciate Max. He's a good guy. This show's about to get a little more interesting because we're actually have a second personality on here. And it's actually a good personality. Who's got more personality than me. Max, go check your Instagram. You should have it on there. Where was I talking about though? Yeah. Not taking care of taking care of your local vendors. I was talking about that, and taking care of yourself. What's up, man?
Don't sound so down, man.
Actually, you just probably saved it. I was about to wrap this thing up. You just made it interesting.
I'm glad that, if somebody finds me interesting, that's always good. You know what the trick is? Sam's Club sells these little pineapple slivers in coconut juice. Throw it in your little beverage of choice, and everything's right with the world. Except for fucking tariffs. Fuck that shit.
Well, no. Listen, like I said, I'm not being political about it. I'm just talking about living with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, even on that, I did a little time as a merchant marine, and there's a guy on YouTube who, if you really want to get facts about what's happening, and you just don't want to hear all the political shit, which, I get that 100%. There's a guy who does shipping container, shipping news, I think it's called. And it will scare the crap out of you. So don't watch.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean, you do furniture.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, how much are you already starting to see vendors saying we won't be restocking until it's over?
I've got... Again, I sell outdoor furniture, so with that,
nice.
Like, for example, anything that's a wicker, a synthetic wicker, has always been an import product since day one. It's not a job that has been lost. That's one of the things I like to stress about people. But I'm lucky in my industry. There are products that are completely U.S. sourced. Basically, any of the poly lumber that I sell. So the brand Polywood, for example, is made out of recycled U.S. garbage. So that's where all your milk jugs go to. So
they also make great diffusers for my photo lights. Yeah, cut the square off the side. You got a light.
Oh, yeah, no. I know that. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
the rest of the jug, that's where it goes to. Yeah, guy. By the way, damn you. This is your fault.
Oh man, those blockies are so good. Listen, don't blame me. Blame Talib. He's the one who was like, "Yeah, you want that, Max? Get it, do it." Yeah, So you know what? I enjoy Gunpla's. I spent 3 months on a Sabaz,
Oh, jeez.
imported the metal parts, did all the water stickers. It's in on my shelf.
Mhm.
I'm
And then you
scared to
do
touch
this.
it. Yeah. And I haven't had, and I was miserable doing that Gunpla, master grade.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
well,
and I
like I
was
said,
miserable doing it.
I did the 30-minute mission. I picked up a couple of those 30-minute missions a couple years ago. I love putting those
Mhm.
together. They went together great. And it's like
Yeah.
30-minute missions. Here, let me give you 15. No sanding required. So, but I was like I said, I was just talking about. I mean, I was just rambling on, ranting about if we go through a toy drought. Some people are
Oh,
like, it's
that's happening.
oh
That
no. So I'm saying, what do we do?
that's
And I was saying, basically, reinvest in what you already have. Like I said, pick up things like you mentioned. You're picking up toy photography now. Now's the best time to be doing that, and just you don't have to worry about chasing down new stuff all the time, and just literally
well,
enjoy it.
I've maintained, and even before all this shit hit, that I got yelled at so much for even mentioning that any of this was going to be a problem. Now everybody's like, it's a problem. Secondary market. If you have toys that you've been holding on to, sitting in boxes, you don't have anything to do. You're like, oh, man, I should sell those, but I don't know.
Hold it for about 2 more months.
Hold it for about 2 more months, and then you were just,
Yep. Exactly.
Secondary market is going to blow up, and that's going to happen because people are going to, well, one, it's going to be a little bit of a balance. I don't think it's going to blow up
No.
because I don't think a lot of people are going to have a whole lot of money to spend. But I think that, like, especially like the old GI Joes, all the 4-inch Pursuit of Cobra stuff is already starting to go up a little bit. I've seen a lot of people I know who are actually pulling stuff. It looks like secondary market right now is kind of having a little bit of a drought, because if you look, the stuff that you normally see just all over the place, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, you're seeing less of it because I think people are pulling their stuff off the market, so they'll be having it to sell here in the next couple months when nobody's, I do classified. So classified, man, he ain't seeing shit till October anyway. But
if you're getting out of Action Force, now's the best time to get out of Action Force because all these classified people are going to be jonesing for something.
Man, and Bobby's always ready for you. He's always just come on.
Oh no, I'm just talking
come
about.
on.
I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about getting. If you wanted to unload your Action Force collection.
Well, I mean, and I don't. It's oh no, not my babies.
I'd say you. Hold on here. So the rumor of less product in shelves is coming from true. Oh, that's 100% going to be true. First of all, it's going to be true anyway. Hasbro kind of boned themselves last year by flooding the shelves, and then so now they're compensating by. There's barely anything going on shelves right now. If you've noticed, all the Build-A-Figure waves are, for example, are all fan channel exclusives. Period. The only stuff that shows up in stores are the retro card stuff, and even then, you're getting less of that. And that was just the Hasbro business model. Right now,
no, go ahead. I was gonna let you finish. Sorry.
I said right now, though, with this, in some ways, that's spearheading. Hasbro was trying to go with a higher digital content than physical content anyway. And with this happening, it's going to be spearheading that one because this is going to be a weird comparison. Max, you're old enough to remember this one, but 2000. No,
thanks.
What do you mean? I was right there. I'm right there with you on that one. 2000s. If you remember, 2007, 2008 was the television writer's strike. And during that time, what ended up happening was the television networks were like, fine, whatever, and they just started flooding their channels with primetime game shows that were all
And
in-house.
reality TV.
No, not even reality TV. I'm talking about the game shows like what was it, the Deal or No Deal, things like that, because they can make them in-house at minimum production. After the writer's strike was over, the networks were like, holy crap, we made a ton of money with these game shows at minimum budget instead of putting money into television shows. And in some ways, the television market still hasn't recovered from getting proper television shows since. I think
Well,
with the
you'll
drought, like,
find reality TV was a lot to do with that. After the first big writer's strike is
yeah,
when you had reality TV really blow up. Game shows as well. You're not wrong, but reality is that's when reality TV really blew up. And historically speaking, led us kind of the situation. You could come full circle and bring that back around to tariffs, but we don't want to talk about that.
well, what I'm saying is what's going to happen is now companies like Hasbro are going to be like lower physical product and all of a sudden more digital product.
Well, that was even Jim Mercer, the CEO, was talking about that a little bit. I don't think that Hasbro is never going to get out of the toy market.
Oh no, they're not.
You want a real judge of whether or not we're in a toy drought. Don't walk down the normal aisle that us watching this show are going to go down, which is the one that has the Hasbros and the McFarlanes and the Mattel. Go walk down the Hot Wheels aisle. Go walk down the toddler aisle and the girls aisle, and look at some of those shelves because you can't judge our shelves because scalpers know us old farts are gonna jump all over that. It's some of that's empty because people want it and there's less production, but toddler shelves are always stocked. Girls aisles always stocked. I was in Walmart today. They're starting to get depleted.
Especially
especially the Hot Wheels. Yeah. That's when if you walk down the only aisle that you normally walk down is empty and everything else is full, that ain't a toy drought. That's we buy too much shit. Hey, Dens. But I was in Walmart today and I started noticing shelves that I never saw empty before starting to get empty. And I mean, we still got about another month. Even if tariffs end today, you're still looking at this quarter is done.
Right. The quarter is fucked. Yeah. We're talking, now we're talking business now. Yeah. But that's exactly it. Because if the tariffs end tonight, then that's going to happen is starting tomorrow, everyone's going to be calling their vendor and say, ship it, which.
And you're still looking, there's somebody was mentioning the other day talking about, well, they're just putting it in warehouses in China. It ain't in China. It
still has to come across the water.
All the bonded warehouses are either in Canada or Mexico. And you're still paying monthly for that shipping container to sit in one of those bonded warehouses. And so your prices are going up regardless. Everybody giving Hasbro and all these other, and listen, I got plenty of beef like everybody else with Hasbro and what they do, and a few other companies.
But get mad at them for the right reasons.
Yeah, you're going to get price raises, and they're going to last for a while, and they may not ever come back down. You're talking about, if everything ends today, you're looking at maybe 5 to 10 years of things going back to normal. And that's
it's a ripple effect.
That's not
it's a butterfly effect. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
and
it's hard news to hear. People don't want to hear this.
nope.
You know, it's I've heard a few comments about they're taking advantage of the tariff to raise their prices. No, they're acting as a business, just like any business, and saying this is going to have lasting effects, and I'm just going to go ahead bitch about these prices now because they're not going away for a while. Now, that being said, I'm sure there are more than a few people like Super 7 who have had shit on their shelves for years that nobody wants, and they're raising the prices on that stuff. That's not cool. That's not what I'm talking about.
Let's put it this way. When was the last time you saw gas down to $2.10?
Man, I remember when gas hit $1, my dad said, I'm buying the whole house bicycles. I ain't ever buying gas again.
I'm just saying. Once they
Yeah.
once they know that we're comfortable. Yes. There is a lot. They were lobbying.
The Toy Association, about the time that you started hearing reports coming from places we're not going to talk about, when they were talking about toys, the Toy Association
like I said,
has been
hitting
them hard.
I was giving full props to the head of Mattel for actually like making the call. Didn't do much. He actually got counted out, but you know what? I give the guy props for at least trying.
I'm moving to Mattel. It sounds like a beautiful country.
Exactly. Well, you know, I hear the properties are filled with dream houses.
God, man, taxes
Everyone
are low.
gets Corvettes.
I could deal with that. in Barbie's car like a 55, 56 vet? Yeah, I could sport that. Even if it was, I'd drive a pink vet. That's cool. I'm secure enough in my manhood.
Go take care of your wife. It's Mother's Day. Yes, please. Thank you for joining, Abby. We appreciate it.
My wife is a teacher. She's in there grading papers.
I'll see you Tuesday.
Cook them kids some Red Barons.
I have to say, good. Props for Mattel, by the way. I just have to say, I saw. I was looking at the He-Man. It was going to toil. I saw the He-Man Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossovers. God damn, they're doing that right. I'm not collecting it, but I still look at that. I respect everything they're doing in their aesthetic. I saw the Casey Jones, and I almost bought it. It looks good.
You give me a good. I got to get a good Donatello for my wife, but all the Donatellos, the good ones, really sell out fast.
Just get a either get her a NECA or a Loyal Subjects one.
Loyal Subjects is pretty good. I want to get her something with really good articulation. I don't know. I gotta get her something. I got too many toys on my.
Does she want cartoon? Does she want Mirage? What aesthetic does she like?
Should really check out my new short today.
Ooh. Which, by the way, that thing should have come with that adapter to begin with.
Right? Yeah, they had it. That's right here. They had it.
Mm-hmm.
All you needed, right here. But that's okay. Little screwdrivers, some nippers. You can make one yourself, and I'll show you how.
What is going on here? It is called We Are Wasting Time because Hella Dope doesn't have a show on. 3PA didn't have a show on last night, and we're just figuring, what the hell, why not?
Yeah.
That's what the hell's going on here. And if Bobby's bored, I'll send him a link too. He has no idea who the hell I am.
Who says gas is down to $2.84 right now? Man, I wish you were close. I fill out where you are.
I wasn't bringing up a gas price as an argument. Just want to fit for the record. I'm just saying, like, once prices get to a certain comfort level, we never see them go back down below that comfort level.
I mean, we got down. Yeah, I don't know. Gas is that's such a that's a strange market. You know,
The gas price today is supposed to be paying for the anticipated gas price of like 5 years from now. That's
well,
how
when you know how gas is paid for, right? So when you see that truck filling up your gas station, that truck's been paid for.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's paid for the minute it leaves the property of the refinery. That gas is paid for by that gas station.
Oh yeah.
That I always found that fascinating. That just sounds like a shit way of doing business, but
the Fill-In Alliance. You got to work on that name.
Actually, that sounds perfect right there. Fill her up,
actually, I did have an idea because you know what I did see? Believe it or not, Only Figures is not taken. There's not an Only Figures podcast yet.
The Only Figures podcast.
I'm just saying.
It'd have to be members only. You got to pay for. You
What,
pay for that.
Once we get to 1,000, that's when you start to join the OF page.
And I'm only posting feet because I'm a proud Only Feets channel member.
Toy Thunderbolts.
We got to have the asterisk.
You know what? I literally said to a friend, I haven't seen Thunderbolts.
I can't wait to see it. I've been excited about it from that minute.
But I said there's two things I wanted to happen. I said I only wanted two things, and neither of those two things happened. And I don't want to say anything to spoil it then for you.
I don't care about spoilers.
In that case, I'm about to spoil something for Thunderbolts here. I literally said all I want is Taskmaster to be done right, and as long as the ending doesn't involve the power of friendship, I'm good. He looked at me and says, "You're fucked."
Yeah, didn't they spoilers in 3, 2, 1? Didn't they? Yeah, I think they X out Taskmaster in like the first 5 minutes.
Exactly. And guess how they handle the Sentry with the power of friendship.
Oh, with Sentry?
Yeah, they go into his psyche. Like I said. I mean, again, they say it's a good movie. Everyone says it's good.
Listen, people gripe, and I've got more than a few of my complaints about some of the Disney crap, but I liked all the MCU stuff they did like the one with Haley taking over Hawkeye, the new Hawkeye.
That was good.
My daughter thought it was pretty good.
Well, fourth. Again, that's actually where Yelena was absolutely fantastic in. I could sit there.
We forget sometimes that, like, I was watching a thing the other day. George Lucas was talking like 1977 or 1975. George Lucas, when he was still just a college student, and was just like, this is Star Wars is for the kids. Wu-Tang is for the kids, for the children. But we forget sometimes that what brought us a lot of this enjoyment was we were kids watching this shit.
Well, no, I got a whole theory on that one too of why we're so damn possessive about our toys.
Because we're regressing into childhood in our old age.
No, because think about this. Generation X and the Zennials have never been marketed to. Everything was either marketed to the boomers or the millennials. We were considered the lost generation. But these cartoons were basically toy commercials that were getting for us to beg our parents, aka the boomers, to buy that stuff for us. But it was still marketed towards us. And it is only these cartoons and this genre of stuff is these our retro gaming and everything else. That was the only time we were ever marketed to, and all of a sudden that was like the only time we were ever spoken to. That was our only acknowledgement.
I can see that. I mean, we were a bunch. We were thinking about this the other night. We were a bunch of feral children.
But I'm talking about the companies though didn't give a damn about us. Like literally, they didn't want our money. They never wanted our money. They wanted our parents' money, and they wanted the next generation's money.
Well, they still want that. That nothing's changed on their part,
Oh,
other
I
than
know.
the fact that they just have to be a lot more careful of the type of media that they put out there. But
Again, they didn't give a damn
it's
about what they showed us. They didn't.
well, I mean, they did a little bit. How many people did you ever see die in a GI Joe cartoon?
Well, you know what I mean.
I mean, how many? If an A-10 exploded right now with two
Well, how many people
two
died on the
pilots
18th?
in there? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true. How many rounds of ammunition? And I own a 1985 G10 Shorty. The original A-Team van was the same model, but it was the GMC. So my
Why am I not
van
surprised?
was originally bought for the 1985 season of A-Team as a stunt van, and it never shipped. Long story, but it's they would have bloated up, or it would have been a bad guy vehicle. They had 10 of them, and just the things that they did to these vans. But the original A-Team van, there's only one left because they had 85 of those vehicles that they had over all the seasons, and just destroyed all of them.
Well, it was like
I don't know
John
where I was
Carpenter with
going with this.
it was like with John Carpenter with Carrie. He wrecked how many of those cars to make that movie?
Yeah, try to find a Plymouth Fury nowadays.
Exactly.
In that make and model. It's speaking of horror movies. So Christine's getting a remake. I will see. I like what they're doing with a lot of the Stephen King movies nowadays, and we are finally getting The Long Walk.
Huh?
There's a trailer out for it now. The Long Walk. They put it on
I don't know if
film.
I'm emotionally ready for that.
Ooh. I bet they won't do Rage.
Yeah. Was the Long Walk a Bachman series? That's
Yep.
actually, it's not the fact they're doing Stephen King, it's they're doing Bachman books. I mean, The Running Man was a Bachman story. It wasn't a Stephen King story.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned, Rage. No, that ain't gonna happen. I assure you of that. It's like remaking the Butterfly Revolution. It ain't gonna happen. Actually,
ooh, deep cut right there.
I actually read that book, by the way.
I have.
This is
I
why
have
you
the
and I. By the way,
Bachman-
this is why you and I get along, because we can make those deep cuts and feel those burn and feel it.
That I've got the Long Walk was, man, that was a traumatizing book for me as a kid. I've got my copy of the Bachman books over there on the shelf, and I remember reading that, and I read it in one night. Like, I couldn't stop.
Neither could the ending.
And yeah. And I think Mark Hamill is playing the general.
Oh, geez.
I'm not sure, but I know I heard his voice. You've got to watch the trailer. It's I think they're going to do it right. The new direction that I think Stephen King's taken with a lot of his movies, like right after the success. Well, I don't know if it was a box office success, but I definitely fucked up my kid's mind with the fog, not the fog. Yeah, is that right?
You mean The Mist?
The Mist. Yeah. She said in the back room, The Mist. Yeah, you fucked me up, Dad. Oh man.
He agreed it had a better ending.
God, that just sticking with Stephen King has to be done the way Stephen King wrote it. And
yes and no. I think it proves that they can take some liberties with it.
well, you're always going to take some liberties. But I mean, yeah, they didn't all. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to take liberties with in Stephen King books, especially with it, because there's some.
Well, no, we're not talking about. I'm just saying. I mean, also just in general, like they pulled all the. And I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like how they
Yeah.
pulled the Dark Tower references from it.
Man, which I think is, I don't know. I really kind of wish they hadn't of though. But they've still got to. Man, I don't. I don't even want to talk. Listen, Idris Elba can do no wrong in my eyes. Matthew McConaughey. I watch any movie either one of those two men are in, but that movie, they should burn
Wasted.
all copies.
That's like their Superman 4.
That's their original Fantastic Four. That's what that is. That is, we need to get a movie made today, right now. Just do it. Put Matthew McConaughey in a rock suit,
And I've watched clips of it, out of context clips, and like the potential was there. But man, I swear, you show up here. I just want to point out, and all of a sudden we've like hit like 8 different topics in like 9 minutes. I love it.
Got to keep them moving. Got to get people's minds off these fucking tariffs.
Yes and no. Because I have to say, I want to say this: remaking The Strain by Del Toro. My biggest thing is the Strain TV series was perfect because I was reading those books, and Del Toro wrote the screenplay for the TV show, and I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite
Yeah, they did a good job with it. I've never read the story, but I really, really liked. It's been a long time since I got into any kind of vampire-like movies that really just grabbed me. But The Strain,
well,
that was a good movie.
The cool part is if you watch Blade 2, and you see that's where the seeds of the Strain came from.
I could see that. It's got a good little influence.
That was Del Toro.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. You can definitely see it in the way their face split open. Yeah.
God damn. I'm sorry, but I love it when people bring that up. I fucking loved The Strain. I was reading the book. I actually couldn't. I actually never got into the whole True Blood shit, to be honest. Now, Buffy, Angel, yes. True Blood, never got into that. What I liked,
Buffy for me ended at the movie. Hey, listen, I'm glad you enjoyed all the rest of it.
You goddamn hipster. First of all, you need.
I liked Buffy before it was cool, man.
You just no. I mean, yes, it had Rutger Hauer in it, but what was I going on here? I was talking about with the Strain on there. The book. I had to stop reading the book because at one point they had this part where a guy was turning into a vampire and he was mentioning how he could hear the blood rushing in his kid's body and smelling it. And he's like, he gets the temptation. I'm like, and of course, I'm sitting here and when I was reading this book, my daughter had just been born. I'm like, as a parent, I can't do this. It was rough. But the Strain books are good, and the Strain television show is very good. I highly, highly recommend it. I find it very sad that it's gone under the radar. And yes, Rutger Hauer is the best.
Hobo with a shotgun, baby.
Blood of Heroes.
Nighthawk or Ladyhawk.
Well, Ladyhawk, yes. Ladyhawk, yes. Yeah.
It's been very rare that I've ever seen a bad Rutger Hauer film. And I've seen a few Rutger Hauer films that took me like I'll rewatch this later when I can get a little more
He does a good job of picking his scripts. And he had a good agent.
I mean, holy crap. that fit just the finishing line of Blade Runner is
Oh,
probably one of the most quoted lines ever written.
he
And
made that up.
he got to say it. He made it up.
The,
What?
the whole Tears of the Rain speech was apparently was improv.
He is the fucking goat, man. The goat.
Oh God, split second, nice. That now there's a deep cut. I was gonna go Blind Fury, but split second, there's a real deep cut.
Ooh, speaking of Fury, you heard we're getting Kung Fury 2?
Did you see who's in it?
As long as it's not the Hoff, I'm fine.
No, Michael Fassbender.
What?
Apparently,
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Give it to me.
When I saw Kung Fury, God, that was 2015, 16.
Yeah, we're getting there, bud. We're getting there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was.
Have you scheduled your colonostomy yet?
Man, wife's on that. But that was a work. That was a piece of kitsch art.
I wish they'd make more of those. Not
There's
just
those
Fury,
are
but just
something called. I think it's called McBone. Been seeing clips of that one. That's kind of Kung Fury-esque.
I've been on a Michael Ironside bender here lately.
Now, there's a man who has picked bad movies to be in.
Oh yeah, but he makes them great just by his presence. I mean, look at Space Hunter.
I've seen Space. Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. That's an old Molly Ringwald movie. Of course, I saw that.
Molly,
yes, I'm sorry. He still can't forgive Highlander 2.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Even I have my limits, Michael. Kind of excited for that new Highlander movie, though.
If it ever comes out.
It's probably going to be tariffed. Sure they couldn't film it in the U.S.
I can't remember. Was Cavill still attached to it? The new Highlander.
Well, the last promo I seen, yeah.
I know I know for a while they wanted to try to get Dave Bautista as the Kurgan, but I don't think he's doing those types of roles anymore.
Man, I don't know if I'd go Bautista. Who would make a good
problem
Kurgan?
is you can't follow up Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown.
Who can? I got something to say. It's better to burn in hell than to fade away.
Which have you? I have never watched an episode of the cartoon, but I cannot help watch the clips where the voice actors of SpongeBob SquarePants act the roles of the show, and it is the greatest scene when Clancy Brown comes out doing his voice, and I'm just sitting here then going, "That's fucking Lex Luthor. That's the Kurgan. that's what's his name from the Shawshank Redemption," and he's doing the voice of a crab.
Yeah, I had a hard time. The first time when my daughter was young and we watched SpongeBob and he'd come out and be like, "You'll never get me a recipe for me Krabby Patty," and I was like, "It's the fucking Kurgan, man. What the hell?"
Once again, hey, we're changing topics again, folks. There's a man who has probably one of the most charmed careers ever
and one of the nicest people on the planet.
He appreciates everything he has. You can tell the man appreciates it. Yeah.
And if you bump into him on the street, he will shake your hand and he will tell you to have a wonderful day. He is a wonderful. The two nicest people, Hollywood types, that I've ever met was Clancy Brown and Cassandra Peterson. Both of them just accidental bump ins. Both of them like immediately recognized, oh, this fucker just recognized me. And both of them were just absolutely the nicest people I've ever met. Wonderful people.
My coolest celebrity experience, boy, I love this, was actually meeting Sean Astin at a convention.
Really? You're probably the only one.
Well,
Did you pay him to be nice to you?
It was an autograph session. No, it was an autograph session. It was I did the whole autograph thing. I was in line.
How much did that cost?
It wasn't too bad because it was back in 2015.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I will say this. He was someone who appreciated what was going on. I was sitting there literally watching him. And yes, you paid and you got yourself like your 90 seconds to talk with him. But he had the best way of making every person feel like that 90 seconds was literally just the two of you having your moment.
He is quite the thespian.
No, I also was watching how he was talking with his side staff too, and he was very respectful for that. There's some people you tell from the convention scene that do it for the hell of it, and some people who actually enjoy it. Like Mike Roker, for example, loves it.
Oh, I don't know. I've never met him. I've never seen him at a convention, but I can just imagine that he's just the type of guy he just seems, I've been around actors and producers and Hollywood types for, a long time. And you can always, there's little ticks that you can get to tell who's that little, drama queen diva piece of shit and who's just generally a nice person. And I just imagine Mike Roker is just the best.
Well, I think Roker, again, just kind of talking about like Clancy Brown. Again, he'd be the same person of, you have a good day.
All right. I'm not going to let you get out of this one. We're going back to this.
Okay.
Who would be your top 3 choices in a new Highlander movie with Cavill as McLeod? Who would be your Kurgan? Go ahead.
I've got one, and it's funny because you mentioned his name already, and as I think about it, it gets better and better the more I think about it. Elba.
Ooh.
I could totally see Idris Elba pulling off.
Yeah, I mean, you could
maybe not the actual Kurgan, but at least as that villainous immortal, that physical role.
I don't know, because you got to look at the history of the Kurgans and the Russian. You need. Listen. I'll watch anything with Elba in it, but
Vin Diesel's got the voice.
I think Vin Diesel might not be a bad. Listen, I got nobody. I know that you need somebody who's going to be Russian or at least somebody from the steppes of Asia.
Alan Richards got too much charm. He's got the body, he's got the physique. I think he just has too much damn charm. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
He's got the physique. I'm not going to argue with that one on that mic, just so you know. That's good.
And I'm pretty sure if you if you watch Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, you start questioning your sexuality because motherfuckers look damn good.
That's what I said. He's got too much damn charm. That's what's
Antonio Banderas as Ramirez. I would get behind that 100%. Yeah, he could pull off Egyptian.
Actually,
with that little bit of Spanish.
Correction, Elba as Ramirez.
No, that's that's not a
And
bad
people won't
choice at
can't bitch
all.
about the whitewashing. I'm not even
Ugh.
making a joke about that, of an Egyptian.
Um, man, ooh, that would be a really good choice. I don't
As much
know,
as
Antonio Banderas though.
and
Of
Banderas would be
course,
just great as an immortal.
he's getting up there. You know what year Antonio Banderas? Like,
Well, no.
because of course, I mean Sean Connery was playing Ramirez as kind of an uh, older character, but Sean Connery was born old. Um, The Rock is Kurgan. Can you ban Venom Bite?
No, I can't
Just
because Venom Bite
give
uses
him
a
a.
Venom Bite uses a Golgo 13 avatar. He's too cool.
I'm playing Venom Bite.
Holy shit! I got it. I fucking got it. Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Dude.
oh, dude, and he knows how to play merciless
Yes.
so bad.
Tom Hardy. We got it right there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I want Elbaz Ramirez. I want Tom Hardy, and you know what? I throw Banderas in there just as an immortal to get killed later by him because he's so damn charming. Yep.
Yeah, Tom Hardy is the Kurgan.
We got it
right there.
He's got the physical prowess. He's got the physical presence. He's got the voice.
And he's got the I know how to play just fucking nuts.
Throw the charm at the same time. He can just go from one to the other.
And I mean, while I'm torn, Banderas and Elba, that I could take either or. Really, right
Here's
there.
the problem with me with Banderas. All I'll be thinking of is him and Zorro. Thinking like, oh, he's doing the Anthony Hopkins role in Zorro.
That's a nice little illusion, though. I mean, that.
Which, by the way, that movie was criminally underrated.
Criminally. And Catherine Zeta-Jones has never looked better.
You distracted me for a moment there. Best looking Welsh Spaniard I've ever seen.
I mean, listen, I think you could redo Highlander almost scene for scene, and there would still be a part. Alan Ritchson should play that Punisher guy. Just it's a smaller scene where he goes into the guy he's arming up to, protect his neighborhood, and he runs into the Kurgan,
right,
and the African fellow. What was his name?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're fighting in the alley.
Why should have Alan Richardson just be the guy who jumps him at the wrestling match?
That's a shorter scene.
Yeah, but that would.
I don't know. I don't know where you'd fit. God, listen. I've been really digging the Reacher series here lately, and mostly because just watching my wife's expression as she watches it.
I like Reacher, but the problem with Reacher is the character's too perfect. He never fucks up, and he never feels like he's never the underdog. He's just always.
I don't know. Did you watch last season?
Okay, I'm actually a season behind. I am a little behind.
Okay, I won't give nothing away. Yeah, just make a new immortal. I mean, you got to have, they've got to have I always felt after originally as a kid, the way we got Highlander as a kid was it came on one time on Cinemax at midnight. It was a movie they never played. You never got to see Highlander as a kid. It wasn't on VHS. So the only way we had a copy of it was the same way with Heavy Metal the movie was somebody with Cinemax was Yeah, man, I'm just gonna play this Highlander tonight, man. It'll be cool. And we slipped in somebody's marriage VHS and recorded over it. And that's how, and
A
we
choice was made.
rewatched that movie 1,000 times. That was our jam. And Queen with its
And it got
it's a
and
kind of
then you
magic
put the VHS
album.
away. Then you put the VHS away,
No, we ran
and
that
you
movie,
thought, and you
that
just
and Heavy Metal Movie. We watched both those two movies so many times. We broke that VHS. I had to perform surgery on it to tape it back together, and then we ended up ruining the VCR because the tape gummed up the head. So that's how many times we watched those.
Titus Welliver is interesting.
But anyway,
He
going back to my
plays
point before I got distracted. Hold on. I got to make this. Then we're going to hit this.
okay.
There was never really any direction. They didn't know what to do with Highlander, which is why we got that movie, which shall not be named, Part 2.
And we got the
And
TV show.
and then the one with Mario Peebles, and the TV show was that was just basically smut of the week.
I liked the TV show.
I did too, because we didn't have any other content. There was no other media out there. It was like it because that was all you're gonna get. And for its time, I will say it's fine. But you're not rewatching it today. You're
No, it's
not
painful
thinking
as
about,
hell, but
yeah, that was part of that action pack shit. It nobody's rewatching Kevin Sorbo, and all that crap. We liked it because that's
I got
what
a
was
list
there.
of reasons why I'm not watching Kevin Sorbo, but
Ditto. But it's if they can get this movie right, they've got unlimited paths to take with it.
yes.
And if they do it where they don't just finish it out in one movie, start out, make it a trilogy if you want, where the last is the final thing. That's how I would do it. Don't just make one movie to where you're catching it at the end scene where he's the last of 4 immortals and that's it. Stretch it out over a couple movies. I
would like that and actually have the final, build up that hatred for the Kurgan. Build it up. It's like I used to do like a little, how would I fix Star Wars prequels? And one of the things that I would do to fix the prequels would literally be building Darth Maul through all 3 movies.
I'd watch a Darth Maul trilogy.
Well, no. Okay. Star Wars prequels. Literally, all I would be doing was be tweaking 3 things. When they were about to go, remember when Darth Maul first appeared and they were getting into the ship leaving Tatooine?
Mm-hmm.
I would have had Darth Maul kill Anakin's mom in front of him. No, seriously, follow me here. Yeah. Rest of the movie goes almost the same, except including the part of him getting chopped in half. And at the end of the movie, they do there's almost like the little after credit scene where he force blasts himself out there and he survives. Second movie. Instead of Count Dooku, it's Darth Maul with the cyber legs. All of a sudden, it makes it more personal because now Anakin's older and that fight gets even better. And then Darth Maul owns his ass, chops off his hand, and then escapes. And then all of a sudden now we're at Revenge of the Sith and there's Palpatine or whatever, the Chancellor sitting there, and there's Anakin saying, now give in to your hate. And so the whole movie is the arc of that's why he has the hate going through it. That's how I would have fixed the trilogy. But now do that with the Kurgan for all 3 Highlander movies. We're almost Kurgan fucks with him during the first movie. It's him growing up as a kid. turns him immortal, makes him into an outcast.
Yeah, because
Second movie, almost.
and you could also even expand it because Kurgan just shows up on that battlefield, and you're like, he obviously knows who Connor is. How did he know about Connor? Yeah, you're right. There's a lot that they could build with on Kurgan and Connor. He had no reason to know who this guy was. He doesn't know he was immortal. He had no way to know up until that point. And there's no backstory there.
First movie, just like he's talking about here. First movie, 12th century Scotland, France, and part 3, modern day America. First movie goes all the way up to 100%. The point to where the Kurgan kills Ramirez. Second movie, in France, something ends up happening where they almost become like unlikely allies towards the end of the movie. So we get this cool part of them fighting back to back, and then duel at the end, and then he escapes, type of thing. And then third movie is the third movie.
You'd have to figure out a way to make the second movie a little darker, though.
Oh, that's easy. Dude, 2 words. And this is not I'm not making humor on this one. The Catholic Church, following the immortals.
Yeah, especially in France in that time period.
Exactly. That would work perfect on there. You have the Cardinal Guard. You have a cardinal going after him.
Of course, you could do that, or you could even tie it into von Steuben and them bringing over for a Revolutionary War. There's a Catholic Church is an interesting one. There's a lot of different routes you could go on that.
Holy shit! I got it. Second movie, Catholic. They did the whole thing, and at one point, the Catholic Church captures McLeod, throws him in a jail, and in there's a guy, and because it's France, you got your man in the iron mask. And it turns out it's the Kurgan who's been in jail for like 100 years down there. And so he has to help each other. They have to help each other break out, fight their way through, and then like Kurgan ends up betraying him in some way, or they walk away with mutual respect and say, next time there can be only one, type of thing.
Headcanon, like
Hollywood, call me up. I got it. I fixed your problem. I got it right here.
There's no time for us. And get you a copyright strike. You used to have that whole song memorized. I sung it to a girl one time. She still didn't let me touch her boobies. Yeah, listen. Oh God, I still can't get over Tom Hardy as the Kurgan.
Isn't it awesome?
I don't know. Have they got? I'm gonna look up real quick and see if they've got any casting.
What do you want, cat? My cat's bothering me.
That's what cats are for.
I love my cat. Okay. Zari, what do you want? You want here? Come on, Zari. And she walks away.
Oh. Well, IMDb's got something. We know the director is Chad Stahelski. All they've got down, looks like the only person they've got listed is Harry Cavill.
Also, apparently, he's in a Voltron movie, which I didn't even know was filming.
A Voltron movie. Which one? Voltron 1, Voltron 2, or Voltron 3?
First of all, 2 never got a full television series.
Which was an absolute shame.
Listen, I know what Alpagas was.
Yeah, the only thing they have got, the only person they have got listed as cast is Harry Cavill.
All it's going to happen, and you know what? They're probably doing that by design, because then we're going to hear that voice, and we're all going to be wondering, holy shit, it's person playing him.
I'm trying to see. Well, the guy who did John Wick Chapter 4, The Matrix Resurrection, the original John Wick, and Matrix Reloaded, that's the director.
Which I recall,
he did Deadpool 2,
and I believe he was the stunt coordinator for The Crow.
Hunger Games, Catching the Wolverine, Red 2. That was a good movie. After Earth. Oh my God.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, wait. This guy is just the stunt coordinator. That's the director? Well, they've got all the credits that this director has is just a stunt coordinator.
Talking about the Warhammer 40, Venom Bite mentions the 40K TV show. You know,
oh, I wish.
No, Cavill's supposed to be doing that because Cavill's second is the celebrity.
I think they nixed it
already.
Yeah, it's he walked away from it for some reason. Probably because Games Workshop are absolute twats, but it also could have something to do with just Warhammer 40K is something that you're not getting a live action Warhammer 40K. You just
no, that you're right.
Unfit. You've got the 40K is probably the most. No, I know for a fact it is the most expansive science fiction and speculative fiction ever written. It is immense, and every bit of it is just massive.
And there is just too much media in history to even go.
And the violence that you would have to. I mean, it's just Warhammer 40K is just 100% violence.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful violence.
Grimdark. It's the Grimdark.
It's the Grimdark. So that they did. Amazon Prime has the little game shorts that they just did, and the Warhammer 40K is probably the best adaptation I've seen since that fan-made Inquisitor came out.
Oh, right. Just it's you're not wrong on a lot of levels. Again, just also with how stylized it is, just the physical scale of the characters. An actual Astartes versus. I mean, the fact that they wanted to do a 40K centered around the Ultramarines probably should have been the first nail in the coffin. The only way I could conceivably think of doing a 40K television show, honestly, would be based off an Imperial Guard group.
Which is the way you'd have to do. I mean, which is the way it's supposed to be. You look at the Death Knights of Krieg and the fall of holy crap.
Tanith?
No.
Catachan?
God, I've got. No, it's one of the biggest battles they ever fought.
Yeah, the one, the one where the Eye of Terror opened up.
Okay, that's
or Armageddon. God, why do I know these?
No, that's it. Yes, Armageddon. That right there's got some fantastic stories that you could. I mean, they're all written. Hell, just look at some of the stuff Max Brooks has wrote.
Well, what I was into, the reason I mentioned the 40K, the Imperial Guard, I've only gotten hands on one book. I tried reading one of the Space Marine ones, and I didn't care for it too much. But there was one called Gaunt's Ghosts, written by Dan Abnett. which was
Dan is also an amazing writer.
which I thought was
And
a
Gaunt's Ghost
very.
is a great story.
But I'm just saying, though, that whole thing was much more easily consumable media, if that makes sense.
There's a couple people who are on YouTube who really go into some of the stories. God, there's one. It's if you've got 12 hours of your life that you just don't want to get back. He goes through just every small battle and every small incursion, and where these people landed and where this troop was. The
two I have for my 40K knowledge, there's a guy called Crack Duck who does like these bad MS Paint pictures. He's funny as hell. And then there's a guy from Australia called why am I blanking on his name now? But that's about it right now. There's just so much. God, there's so much to pick up.
There would just be a lot. I don't see a live action 40K.
It ain't gonna happen. It can't be done. Right.
Yeah, it just not one that anybody's gonna. If you want to, somebody will like it. It just won't be Warhammer 40K fans.
True.
And that the Games Workshop, they get a little funny with their IP.
I'm aware.
And they're hard to work with. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with any of that. If anybody can do it, Cavill can, but I say that he's been kind of slipping up a lot here lately, and not a lot of projects he keeps getting. Yeah, I mean, Headcanon's right. They always use him as a placeholder for all nerd-centered movies.
It's going to sound stupid. I think it's because he became a dad, so his priorities changed. So
that could be.
I think on that note, I've been on for about 90 minutes. It's about 10:30, so I think I'm going to call it on that. I do also have work in the morning. So Max, I want to say thank you so much. It's second time we've done this. I kind of wouldn't mind setting something up. I think so. I think you need to chat. I think
get in where you fit in, bud.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Fit in alliance.
All right. On that, guys, I want to say thank you everyone who's been watching. I want to thank anyone who catches us on the replay squad. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Give this a thumbs up. Go check Max's channel out. Check us out on the Tuesday night Figure Fight Club open mic night, and you can check him out on Figure Fight Club in general because he's cool and I'm not.
Listen, man, let me tell you about the you be glad that you didn't get invited to what do you call holy crap, I'm losing words here. Be glad you didn't get invited to the casting couch. They had to replace it.
Especially after Talker Arc was there, but that's a whole different conversation. All right, guys. On that note, everyone, until next time, take care. Peace.